We've got the Rays. They beat the Tigers. They're back at it tonight. But joint scrimmages between the Bucs and the Jacksonville Jaguars. They had one today. And boy, we're hearing Baker Mayfield said, boy, we can't play like that. Chris Godwin said we got to get our head out of our asses. But again, it's a scrimmage. You got another one tomorrow, and then the final preseason game is on Friday night against Liam Cohen's Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, let's go to our hotline. She is an award-winning journalist. She is the lead sports anchor and reporter, does a great job at WFLA TV. The one, the only, Aileen Hnatiuk. How you doing, Aileen?
Oh my goodness, what an intro, Rock. I might just stay here the whole hour. You keep talking like that. Thank you. It's good to
you
be here.
you deserve it, no doubt about that. So, I love your interviews. I saw you down. You were on the sidelines. I've seen you do the highlights package inside Raymond James Stadium. Seen you over at practice. You've been around the Buccaneers. Just overall, Eileen, what is the vibe that you have seen from this team this offseason so far and what you're seeing in preseason? What kind of vibe are you getting?
I think the guys are focused, locked and loaded, ready to go. I think obviously bad taste in their mouth from last season, not making the playoffs. But um, look, I mean, you and I are both there. We see, and it's hard, at least for us, for media, to not acknowledge all the drama with. Baker's contract, and then obviously Vita's, which was solved. So that's great, right? One check off the list. But I think as far as it goes for the Bucks themselves as a team, I mean, they understand all of that is a business. They've got outside distractions happening all the time. I really don't think any of that has actually affected them mentally or on the field. So I like the vibe. I mean, obviously this is a new team, a lot of big changes going into this season. No Mike Evans, no Levante David. How do you fill the void in those areas? You can't replace a Mike Evans. I mean, we've talked about this all off season, but as far as your question, Rock, I mean, I really don't think. I think they've got a good head on their shoulder heading into week one, and of course the preseason finale against the Jags.
Yeah, you know what, Eileen? I always say this, like, fans will think it's such a distraction. And yeah, it's a distraction when we got shows like this and we talk about these topics
Right.
but when players go out there on the field, the last thing that they are actually thinking about is, oh, is Baker Mayfield going to get another year or extension? Or no, they're trying to stay in the league. It's NFL, not for long. And even Baker Mayfield, I have not seen when I see him out on the field. I think the last thing he's actually thinking about is his contract. Do you agree?
Of course. And, you know, we all know Baker plays better with a chip on his shoulder. We all know that. We all understand that. And I know there's been rumors and talk about, oh, do you think the Bucks did this to make him play even harder? Why would they do that? Like, why would they do like that's just, you know what I mean? Like I don't think that's the case at all. I think Baker plays the way he plays, Um, but but yeah, I mean, he's a franchise quarterback in my eyes. I mean, this is his team, and I think joint practices today, things didn't go too well, but that's why they have preseason. That's why they do these joint practices. It's a measuring stick to see where the team is. And I know you you and I have both been looking on Twitter because
Right,
we're both here in Tampa and seeing all the things.
right.
Quote Baker, yeah, he said the Jags played like they had their hair on fire. I think was the quote. And
Hmm.
he said if it was a game today that they would have lost. But again, the team knows there's a sense of urgency to get better. They know there's a sense of urgency in general because they don't want to finish what what they how they finished last season. But again, measuring stick. They've got another joint practice of scrimmage tomorrow, as you mentioned. So we'll see.
What do you think about Jalon Daniels? Do you
I
think
love
that
him.
he's got the it factor for me? But again, so early. You know what I'm saying? I would I
Right.
I would say keep all three quarterbacks for now. You know,
Yes,
where are you at with that?
I think it's pretty obvious he's QB3, right? With the battle between him and Connor Bazelak, we get that, we know that. Okay, cool. He's QB3. I know there's a lot of talk about, oh, is he good enough and to be backup quarterback? And that's what's also fun about covering sports, right? And that's what's also fun about sports in general because there's chat about, okay, could he take Jake Browning's backup QB spot? Um, no one's safe in this league, dude. You know that.
Right.
Nobody's safe in this league. And that's the fun of it is you can have a guy, an undrafted rookie come out of college and all of a sudden every time he steps on the field, he gives the team a chance to win. He brings a different energy. He brings a spark. He brings, efficiency. And he beats out a guy who has been in the league for 5, 6 years.
Hmm.
But to answer your question, I mean, obviously Jake Browning's the safe choice, right? Because you can't you can't replace experience. Obviously, Jalon Daniels doesn't have experience as his first year in the NFL, but Jake Browning does. I think Jake Browning stays backup quarterback, okay? But I love Jalen. He is just such a joy to interview too. I mean, even if he doesn't play well, does play well. He has such a great vibe about him. He's always smiling ear to ear. He does his job when he goes in, and like we said, he brings a different vibe when he steps on the field. Bull said he gives them a chance to win, which I mean that's huge for him in his resume.
This is Aileen Hnatiuk. She is with News Channel 8. Does a great job over there. Sports anchor, sports reporter. Vita Vea. Now, when Vita Vea requested a trade, said he wanted a trade, and he was holding in. He was going, but he wasn't practicing. And I think a lot of fans at that time, Eileen, like, oh, we're seeing him every day standing there, and it was getting kind of annoying and this and that. After he signed his deal, the Buccaneers gave him a contract that he agreed to and he seems happy with. He kind of said it was business. All along, I don't believe he really wanted to leave. And you know him, he's kind of playful. He'll take your camera or he'll take your mic flag. And, we've seen the videos and the things that you post. And he's kind of like a ball buster. He's a fun loving guy, though. You know what I mean? And the teammates like that. Did you ever think that he really wanted to leave here? And how important in your mind was getting Vita signed to be here on this defense?
It's very important because they center the defense around him. And Todd Bowles said that. So how are you going to let a guy go when your literal whole defense is built around one guy? He's captain. He's all these things that the Bucks value. And do I think it was going to happen? I don't know, Rock, because
Yeah,
I didn't think Mike Evans was going to happen.
yeah.
I didn't think Stammer was going to leave the Lightning. You don't ever actually know. It's a business, like you said, like Vita said. So I don't know. However, I don't think he ever actually wanted to leave Tampa. I don't think the Bucks ever wanted to let him go, but could have it ended in a different way. 100%. You just never know. And we've all had our hearts broken with, guys that have went to other teams because the nature of the business. Vita, he's got the best personality, right? He's like kind of quiet, dude. And then all of a sudden he'll grab the camera. Like he was grabbing, a photographer's camera before the game on Saturday. took
Right.
took the camera, was taking pictures of everybody, grabbed my mic. So obviously, as he said, his back is feeling a little bit better. The whole timeline with that was interesting, right? Because he wasn't at OTAs, he was at mandatory minicamp, but like you said, it was a hold in, and then training camp, it was his back, but also a hold in. I don't know. We don't know. The end result is he's staying in Tampa. He's getting paid. He's happy. And that, like we said, huge check off the list. But I mean, he's a massive piece to the Bucks and the team. Not even just the defense, but the team in general, right? Like he's a leader. And also I brought this point up. This is actually a good point. With him sitting out, Rock, I actually think that was a positive thing because he is in all of those younger guys' ears, telling them, hey, this is coaching up Benjamin Morrison. He mentioned that him and Vita have a really close relationship. He was in the ears of these rookies. Like, that's just as important as him being on the field, being in, letting these guys know, hey, this is what I would do here. This is what I would do there. This is what you should do. Like, he was a coach essentially.
That was, you know what? It is a good point. And those guys are getting reps. They're learning from him. And I saw Vita today in the footage. He was out there. He's practicing with the pads on. That looked good. It also looked good to see Tristan Wirfs, even with 11 on 11. If you're just joining us, he was full go today. That was good news. Before I let you go, and I want you to plug everything that you're doing, Aileen, I'm sure you've been following the college football craziness with the Big Ten today, and they passed a rule. If you signed a pro contract, you cannot come back and play in the Big Ten. Now, the SEC had a statement, but, is it really enforced? I don't know. For our listeners, Aileen played volleyball at ECU. Are you set at Channel 8, or are you thinking about going back to play volleyball at ECU, Aileen?
Listen, I've already made some calls, and I'm rolling into the fall enrollment.
I knew
No,
it.
it's insane. It's insane. And here's the thing. It is what's going on right now. I got no idea. The Wild West, right? That's what we're calling it, the Wild West of college sports. However, I just know when I was in college way back when, obviously it was so different, but I also think it's so, you know, great for players. And I'll speak on female athletes because that's what I was. I was never a male athlete who played football at college. I think it allows, at least for female athletes, and Livy Dunn has talked about this her entire college career, when it comes to professional sports with women. I mean, you don't make a ton of money. So with the NIL, this is giving female athletes a way to express themselves, a way to make money, a way to have maybe a career after college when it comes to athletics, or I mean, I get, you could say, influencing and not professional sport. Like, it just, at least for females, it gives them such a way to promote their brand and promote themselves. And I'm truly all for it. Obviously it's a little crazy right now with all the stuff that's going on, but I'll speak to, the female athlete realm. I wish I had it. I wish it was a little bit of a thing when I was in college. I always joke I walked so they could run, because I would
There
be
you
getting in
go.
trouble for things that,
There you go.
people are getting paid for now. So it's I think it's a positive when it comes to female athletes. And I'll just speak to that because that's what I was.
Very good. But you are going to stay at Channel 8. You're not going to go back to ECU to play
Yeah,
volleyball?
I'll stay. I think 30. I know they've got like 26, 27, 28, but I 28-year-olds playing,
Yeah.
but I think 30 is where we it's the cutoff, right?
Nah,
When
it's
you hit
just
the
a
30s,
number.
then you got to you got to be an adult.
Age is a number. That's what I always use. All right, tell us what you've got going on, your coverage, your station. You go for it, Aileen.
Yeah, we do have a pregame special on Friday before kickoff. Obviously, you watch the game on News Channel 8, your official Buck station.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got that coming on Friday, and of course we got our Bucks bonus show that we do every single Sunday. We recap everything you need to know about the Bucks, and offense, defense, all four quarters, all the good stuff. So yeah, and it's great too, because I feel like now with social media, so many people are involved with commenting and giving feedback on like my TikTok or Twitter. And like, I always think it's so fun when viewers are like, yeah, I loved your show, or this or that. So definitely love our viewers and appreciate our viewers. And Rock, of course, appreciate you having me on today. It's always a joy talking to you, whether it's on the radio or on the
Back
sideline.
at you. Back at you, Aileen. All right, we guess I got to let you go because on deck is your buddy Logan Robinson. He's with Bucks Game
Oh
Day on SI.
man.
Yeah, he's in Jacksonville, so we're going to go from Aileen to Logan. So, Aileen, great.
Tell him I said hey.
Will do. Will do. Thank you again. Thanks, Aileen.
Thanks, Rock.
All right, there you go.